Hi there, I'm Christopher Dunnigan. This is HandmadeInVermont.com, and today we're talking about the Hubbardton Forge Willow 8-light pendant. This is the 136354. Beautiful, graceful fixture. A couple smaller sizes available. Check them out too. Let's get into size on this. So when we talk about the body of the fixture, we're talking about the distance from the bottom of it to where the telescoping rods, which are these, that it's going to be hanging from. So it's going to be just the bottom part. So that's going to be 18.7 inches tall, 32.4 inches long, left to right, 24.8 inches in depth. So if you were looking down on this from above, it's going to be actually an oval. It is not round, something you should be aware of. The other thing is those arms do not rotate. They are fixed, also something you should know. Okay? So when we talk about overall height, now we're talking about the distance from the bottom of the fixture to the actual ceiling itself. So it's going to encompass two things, the body of the fixture and the telescoping rod that's going to be hanging from. If you guys are familiar with Hubbardton Forge, they have a patent on this whole telescoping rod system where one rod telescopes into another rod, a bigger rod. Where they come together is called a clutch. It's right here. Has a friction sleeve inside and a little tiny set screw right there. During your installation, you're going to bring it up and down, get it to where you want it to be. You're going to use a little tiny hex wrench to tighten this little screw. It's going to lock it into place so it doesn't go up and down anymore. Two things. So you want to tell your installer you want to leave a little extra wire up in the ceiling just in case you want to bring it down at some point. And the other thing is you want to be there during the installation. You don't want to just tell them how high above the table you want it to be. You want to be there to see it all in action, tell them when to stop, and that's what you want to do, really. Okay? So when we get into those adjustable ranges, you can see there's a pull-down menu up there. So let's go over those now. And again, those are bottom of fixture to ceiling itself. And remember, you've got a range to play with. So the first one is 32.4 to 41.4. That's the short. Standard is going to be 42.8 to 51.8. Long is going to be 51.2 to 60.2. So we know the fixture body itself is 18.7 inches tall. The short begins at 32.4. We can do shorter custom lengths from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, shorter than the 32.4, much longer than the 60 inches, the longest one we can do, or the longest one that's offered as standard product. We do customs every day, and how we go about that is you would email me and say you're looking at a 136354, you need it to be X, and that number is going to be a solid number. So let's say you're coming in at 24 inches overall height from the ceiling to the bottom of the fixture, or 156 inches because you've got a cathedral ceiling. You're going to tell me that solid number in the email. I'm going to send that over to Hubbardton Forge's customs department. They'll come back most likely with a range that can encompass that number. If it's super short, it's going to be a fixed height. We do customs all day long. It's just something we do with them. I think we do the majority of the customs, quite honestly, because they come in just all day. So don't be afraid to ask the question. It's free to ask. So moving on from there, let's talk about the canopy on this. Canopy is going to be 5x7. It's an oval on this. It's 8.8 pounds. That's the hanging weight. Super light. So it's just going to hang from a normal junction box. Okay. Excuse me. I want to show you more information about all of this and how all this goes together and how you can do that. You can look at the installations instructions right now. So if you're on the page for this on Handmade in Vermont, look over on this side of the screen, midway down, you're going to see a link. It's going to say, click here for installations instructions PDF. Open that up for me. It's going to show you lots of technical line drawings and directions, how it all goes together. Super easy. It's also going to show you how this all goes together as well. Plus it gives you this kind of in-depth look at all the different parts in these technical drawings that you don't see in a photograph. It's also slope ceiling adaptable, 45 degrees automatically. There's a little knuckle right here where these two pieces meet, allowing this to bend just like that. So you don't have to do any custom work on this to get it to be slope ceiling, so it's already set up for you. Okay? So moving on from there, why don't we talk about the socket on this, sockets. So you've got 8 of these, don't forget. So Type B, smaller chandelier socket. We all grew up with this. You can put in incandescents if you guys still want to do old school incandescents. You can do 40 watts in each of these. If you want to do LEDs, which a lot of you are probably going to do, you can do a variety of bulbs. So well, any kind of bulb that has a Type B socket set up on the bottom, the smaller one, you can use in this. I think most of you are going to end up doing a flame tip. I think that will look really pretty in here. I would probably look at doing a frosted version of this so I don't see the glare of this as well. But there's other ones out there to play with as well. There's no limit when you get into LEDs as far as wattage goes, because most of these are going to be like 5 or 6 or 10 watts max. This is probably a 20-watt equivalent. This is called a phosphorus LED. It's got the 2 little lines of phosphorus in there. This one has 4. So this is probably a 40-watt or a 50-watt equivalent as far as lumens go. Excuse me. And then, don't forget, the color of the light is also very important. Color of light coming out of LEDs, you get to choose that. You can go warmer light, and that's going to be like an incandescent bulb. That's like this above my hands. That's 3,000 Kelvin. So the Kelvin scale goes from lower numbers are warmer, higher numbers are cooler. So this is 3,000 Kelvin coming down on my hands right now. The daylight outside, or the bluish light, is 4,000, 5,000 Kelvin. Really important that you know those things when you're buying your bulbs. These are also dimmable bulbs. You just want to make sure you tell your installer that you're going to be putting LEDs in, so they put the correct dimmer on the wall. Let's get into finishes now. If you're on the HandmadeInVermont.com website, look over on this side of the screen. Midway down, you're going to see a tab. It's going to say Finishes Help Guide. Click on that for me. There's going to be a video on there of me talking to you guys about the differences in Hubbardton forged finishes and how they can look on different types of forging. I'm going to be talking about a chart a little farther down on the page. You'll see it next to me here. It's going to kind of go over the differences between heavy forging and non-heavy forging, and it'll be talked about in that video. So it's really important that you kind of watch the video, use the chart. You can click on that chart on different things. So you can click on dark smoke and a big page will pop up and show you lots of different things in dark smoke. Click on burnished steel or natural iron, it'll do the same thing. But it's really important that you understand how Hubbardton Forge's finishes are kind of divided into translucent and opaque, and how they can look on different fixtures. Our showroom in Vermont has we're up to 400 Hubbardton Forge fixtures spread across 2 floors. We have a What's on Display page. It's way up there in those red tabs again, so click on that and you can see what we have to show you. That changes all the time because we're always adding things as they come out. Showroom's open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. We have an amazing clearance center here too. Clearance center stuff is 75% off MSRP. It's returns, discontinued things, and showroom samples. If you are coming to visit us, bring a good-sized vehicle, something like a big SUV or maybe a small truck or something like that, because you might find something in the clearance center that you want to take home, and it's a lot of fun to go through. 75% off MSRP is an amazing bargain, so you should really take advantage of it if you can. Like I said, we're open every day except Sunday from 11 to 6. I'm here every day except Sunday from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Eastern Time. You can call us at 802-446-2400 during business hours. You can email us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, all the time. We love to answer emails. When you buy your Hubbardton Forge fixtures from HandmadeInVermont.com, shipping is free to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. There's no tax if we ship out of the state of Vermont, and we're the only dealer with 90-day returns and no restocking fees. No one else even comes close to that. Some larger items are non-returnable. We'll always tell you about that. It'll be in the description thing, that part of the description underneath on the very bottom. So keep an eye out for that. We also offer a rush program. Hubbardton Forge generally takes about 3 to 4 weeks to get product out. They don't stock anything. That's how you're going to get all your finishes, your adjustable ranges to play with, all those things. We can cut that time in half, and it's super inexpensive. If you want to know more, drop a quick email, and I can walk you through the whole thing, okay? So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Love to see you in our showroom sometime, and have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.